everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is the day that I am going to be tackling our wooden worktops. They are oak. They are 8 years nearly of neglect. That is the state they are in. We never chose these. These worktops were here when we bought the house. I walked in, I loved it. I love the butler sink. I love the worktops. Turns out you really should be maintaining your wooden worktops around once a year, or re-oiling or sanding any stains. And not once have I tried to maintain these worktops at all. And that's not something to be happy about or proud about. But the truth is, as the years have gone on, it's just one of those jobs that you just keep putting off. And one of those jobs that I know I need to do, it's just doing it. It's actually doing it. That's the problem with a lot of housework, DIYs. You know the job is there, you know it has to be done, but doing it is a whole other hobby. It's like buying craft supplies, using craft supplies, two different hobbies. Do you know what I mean? I have watched umpteen videos on restoring wooden worktops. There are so many different methods out there, so many different tools, so many different finishes even down to the finish. It was a choice I had to make for us and for ourselves on what finish we were going to go with, whether we were going to use an oil or a stain or a lacquer or a shellac. Definitely wasn't going to use a resin. So many people have told me to epoxy my worktops. It's just not something I would ever do. I know I am a resin artist on my other channel. No, not for me. First up, we are going to use some scraping tools, and this is the BAHCO card scraper. This is the BAHCO carbide scraper with a handle on it. So it's the same brand, the BAHCO. These are designed to remove old varnish and stain and lacquers to get down to the bare wood, minimizing the amount of time you need to sand. I'm all about that life. If you do not know me from Claire's Crafty Corner, sanding and me, we're not best friends. It is, if I can do anything to get out of sanding, I will do it. Once we have used our BAHCO tools, we are then going to clear the surface. Then we're gonna sand. I already have my Bosch. Now, the one regret with this is that it is a portable. Like, I take the battery off, charge the battery, clip it back on. Honestly, if I had my time again, and I probably will invest further down the line, I would get a mains powered sander, purely because of the dust extraction. This isn't a very good dust extraction system. It's just got this little clip-on base and it gets filled just like that. So the only other thing I have for the Bosch is the orbital sanding discs. This is a Bosch orbital sander. I already had this, I didn't go up. I mean, can you tell? I think we can tell, Claire, thank you, you don't have to explain. Then I got some sanding discs, which are mesh. And I already used Abranet sanding paper for my wood turning, which I haven't done for quite a while now, about a year. But I didn't have any orbital sanding discs in the Abranet. Equally, didn't want to pay. I didn't want to pay so much money for I only need 2 discs. So according to the wax that I'm using, I'm going to need 80 grit and 120 up to 150 grit. So I bought myself a pack of generic, non-branded, I mean, they're kind of branded. They're called Work Ease. I got these off of Amazon. It's a pack of 20 running through all of the grits, but I really only need an 80 and a 120 to 150. Once I've sanded everything back, it is time for the coat. I decided to go with was Fiddes hardwax oil. I've seen so many videos on Osmo oil. I've seen loads of videos on it, but the most recent videos I've seen have all been using the Fiddes hardwax oil. So I bought this from Amazon. It's got great reviews, and everyone I've watched on YouTube who use it also rave about it, and they really loved using it. So this is quick drying, easy to apply, water and stain resistant, child safe when dry, food safe when dry, highly durable, and excellent coverage. I did buy, I'm hoping I bought, yeah I did, I bought it in the matte. So this is clear matte hard wax oil for my worktop, and that is what the finished result is going to be. So this will need 2 coats with a little bit of a sanding in between each coat. This dries in around 4 to 6 hours, first coat. Second coat then can go on after a little sanding, and then that coat can be left to dry for 4 to 6 hours, and then I'm done. It's actually going to take 7 days to fully cure. Like fully cure. I can put everything back on the worktop and trash it again. Do you know what I mean? 7 whole days, guys. But a lot of waxes, oils, stains, they all do take multiple days, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days to harden to the point where you can carry on life as normal before you did any work to the worktop. So it's a long one. This was probably one of the coolest gadgets I've ever owned. Like, the feeling I was getting, it was the most satisfying feeling ever, scraping off all of this old oil or whatever it is they had on here. I do not know what they even used, but it was incredible. Now, I focused a lot around those dark watermarks, those black circle stains, and the embarrassment of actually having a Quality Street tin mark. An actual Quality Street tin mark on my worktop, which you shall see any moment now. The embarrassment is real. Here it is, and honestly, I had to chuckle because there's no denying what that stain is. But yeah, I'm guessing maybe we put the tin there and it got wet, I don't know. But using this scraper on those dark marks, I just had to go over it a few times. And I'm really not making any large gouges in the worktop. It's all coming off so nicely and not leaving any indentations, which is really great. I have to say it took around 3 to 4 hours to fully scrape this worktop with gaps in between, and I did start to question my life choices at this point.
This town is on its knees, you know, guidance overseas, I'm telling you. Oh, it's more to this than what you see. You know, this town's got the best of me. Are we sure it's the last time?
There are moments using this tool that are like, There are other moments using this tool. Somebody come, take my money, do this for me. Do this for, I'll pay. There are moments where I feel like there might not be any wood left. Equally, I know that this really can't take off more than it can chew, and it's okay, everything's okay. Then I get this nice smooth shave, and I'm like, again, very happy. So satisfying, so therapeutic. Wish I'd done this sooner. If I knew that 7 years ago I could use this every year and do this every year, I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that. Today, because I'm doing it for the first time and it's really bad, somebody come and do it for me, basically.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
As soon as I started sanding, it was spitting out of the back. It was literally flying sawdust everywhere, and I just could not cope with that at all. So I did buy some hoover attachments from Amazon. It was a pack of 3. You just have to cut them down to the size that you need. Now, I am using my household hoover, which isn't ideal. I don't have a shop vac, but I do have a really old Dyson that I use out in my workshop. It was just easier for me just to use this hoover, and honestly worked a dream. It is looking incredible. The difference between just the scraping and then as soon as you start sanding with the 80 grit, it is a huge wow moment. It was unreal. But again, the battery died. I only got halfway and the battery died, so I had to put it back on to charge. And then I just spent some time going around all of the edges and just sanding those hard to reach areas around the tap by hands as well. I was really thinking about doing the grout, like the sealant all around the edge. I thought it was silicone. I thought I could just rip it out, replace it. But it's solid rock hard grout. So that's going to be another day.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word. Maybe the sun will spread your joy to the ones who lost their hope. Fill my head with roses. I can't help but dream away. Standing on a field with you and flowers everywhere. Maybe there is a star with your name. One thing I know.
This is day 2 and I have just finished. George, tell everyone. I know. He's been really good in the living room by himself, and luckily, because I'm using the hoover, zero dust, like zero. Apart from when I hand sand, the actual sander is kicking out no dust because I'm using the hoover with it. But yeah, I've just finished sanding 80 grit on here, here and here, and battery died again. I'm so over it. I'm so over this whole kind of cordless system. I am 100% for my future when I grow up. Right, George? I'm going to invest in a mains powered sander because this is a ridiculous way to live. Or obviously invest in 2, 3, 4, 5 all for one batteries, and then you never have to worry. But of course I never did that. Anyway, we are pretty much all done with the 80 grit. I did just go around and hand sand all in between. I do have to go in and hand sand because I ran out of battery around about here. When it was time for sanding the 120 grit, I learned a trick from YouTube. I mean, I've been seeing it for years, but I just recently saw it on YouTube and I thought that would work really, really well for me. And that really is to make pencil marks across the entire surface of my worktop. Now, the reason I really need to do this is because I need to be able to visually see where I'm sanding. Sanding the 80 grit was easy because the worktops were quite still muddy from the scraping, so it was really clear when I'd sanded 80. However, to sand 120, there's not going to be much of a visual difference between the 80 grit sanded and the 120 grit sanded. So adding that pencil mark across the entire surface of my worktops is just really going to let me see where I am sanding. As long as that pencil has all gone, then I've pretty much sanded every millimetre of this worktop. You've already seen me sand 80, so I'm going to cut most of this out. I am getting excited now because that is 120 grit done. And with the pencil, it was so much easier than the 80 because I could literally just not spend too much time. I could just go through, get rid of all the pencil. This feels so good. I can't even explain how good this feels right now. I have never felt such a smooth kitchen worktop in my life because I wanted to quit about 50,000 times. So yeah, I'm really, really happy. I've just gone to the 120. You can go either 120 or all the way up to 150 using this stain. I just did 80 grit, then 120 grit, and I'm gonna stick to that. I'm happy with that. Now, I have a split in my wood and it's been there since the day we moved in, and it has been one of them splits that I guess a stitch in time saves 9, as my grandma used to say. I always feel like I should have repaired it by now. Haven't done it yet. Part of me wants to ignore that it exists and just move on. Part of me is like, I shouldn't really get this far and not address it. Now, it is a split. I'll bring you. This is the split here. Now, it's not massively prominent. It hasn't really grown in all the years that I've seen it there. However, it might. I mean, it's not just going to get better by itself. It's not going to heal itself. So, I do have some wood glue, which is about -3 degrees right now because I just went and got it from my workshop out in the garden. And it is so frozen. I don't know if it's not frozen like an ice cube frozen, but it's freezing cold. I'm going to leave it in the kitchen. And to be honest, it's 3:45 in the evening and I'm going to lose light soon. So I think this is going to roll over onto day 3. And to think, I thought I could get this done in a day. I am just going to carve a little bit out. Again, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but who do I ask? I'm going to carve out a little bit of my worktop and then I'm going to mix my... George says, cool, Mum, go for it, just stop talking. I'm going to mix the wood glue in with some of the sawdust. So the unit that was on my sander has still got some sawdust in there. So I'm going to shake some of that out, mix it in with the wood glue and fill this gap. Sand that back down tomorrow morning and then we will seal first thing tomorrow morning.
Do what you do. You know that all I think about is you. Say the things you say. I don't know how you make me feel this way. I got you inside my head, and you're never coming out. I don't know what you do to me. Maybe I'm insane. Oh, I just want you to stay.
take home. But it feels like I'm a ticking bomb. Cause I'm crazy for you. You know it's what you say and what you do. I got you inside my head, and you're never coming out. I don't know what you do to me. Maybe I'm insane. Oh, I just want you to stay.
I had a mini breakdown during this period, just before I went to do the stain. I read the instructions again just to make sure I was doing it right, and it said I should have sanded to 150 grit, and I got so confused because I looked back at all the videos and I didn't understand why my brain was saying 120 was good enough. And then I found the one video that said I'm sanding to 120 and that's enough. That is what I took from it. And all this time, the instructions actually say 150 grit. There's no mention of a 120 at all. But guys, it is what it is. I left it. I couldn't cope with the idea of going back over the whole thing with a 150. And I figured if it was good enough for this person, then it will be good enough for me. So always read instructions and read them 10 times over, and don't necessarily rely on just one video to tell you how to do things. Now, in this video, I do say stain quite a lot, but it is hardwax oil. It is not stain. I did not stain these counters, but this was the most satisfying part of the entire project, laying down this hardwax oil. It was absolutely dreamy. But it's 25 to 8. That took me approximately 30 minutes to do the first coat. I cannot tell you, there's loads of things running through my head. I am so happy with the finish. It's brought it back up darker, which is good, because I was so worried it wouldn't bring it back to some kind of darkness. It was way too light for me. I'm absolutely in love with it. I love the finish. It is as easy to apply as Fiddes told me it was. I did question whether I needed to wipe it down after the first coat to get rid of any excess, because I've seen videos of people doing that. Fiddes said absolutely not. Just make sure that your coat is nice and thin and it's not dripping everywhere and there's no puddles. And but yeah, already, because I've got the back door open, already I can see it drying out. And it is matte. I went for the matte, and I really like that matte look. It is already drying. I just can't believe the speed. It is 4 to 6 hours touch dry, but obviously being the time of day it is, second coat will go on tomorrow morning and then we are done. A couple of things I'm not that happy about is where I just feel like I tried extra hard to get rid of particular stains, and they're still there and they're really visible. Like that one, it is so obvious. It was less obvious before I put any stain on. The rest of the worktop looks pretty incredible, and I did have some seriously dark circles. They're all gone, and actually the dark circles were the easiest bit to get rid of. It's these here. I feel like maybe that was some kind of ink that has soaked deep down into the wood, because I have been over that 3-4 times with the 80 grit, the scraper, the 80 grit, then by hand with the 80 grit, then the 120 grit, than by hand. Like, there's nothing getting that off, which is such a shame because I feel like the rest of the worktop looks pretty cool. There's also this area here, and I feel like I had a very, very similar problem. Whilst I did all of the things and went through all of the steps, it's still there and it's still visible. It's not as visible as this, like you can look at that and say, wow, that's a massive stain, whereas the other one just looks like it could be part of the wood. But you know, I'm cool. It's cool. Everything's okay. I'm just in love. I'm in love with how amazing this looks. I'm also so proud that I did it and that I actually did it after 8 years of saying I was going to do it, talking about doing it, never doing it, finally done it. Tomorrow morning is the final coat. Then we will let it dry and we will take a look together before I have to wait a week to put everything back.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Walk up the river by my son. Feet step over splinters of the moon.
You blow my mind. I don't know if you know yet. Words all around, and I'm dying to tell you. Well, I know
days, it is done. I absolutely love it. I am so, so proud. I'm so happy I finally ticked it off of my to-do list. Kind of sad that I left it this long to get it done, but I was kind of I guess I was putting it off. It is a big job. It was an overwhelming job for me as well. And I'm not gonna lie, day one, I genuinely felt like I might lose the use of my arms. Like, it was hard work. There are definitely areas I wish looked a bit prettier, but overall, I absolutely love it. It probably is a bit naughty, but I have put some bits back on the worktop. This is 4 days after the start. So this is like about 24 to 48 hours after the final top coat went on. I have put some things back on. Now it does say it's 1 week until it's fully rock hard. So far it's quite water repellent. We have had a couple of drips around the sink and honestly they sit on the worktop like little beads. It's unreal to see. Now that I've done it once, I know that when we finally do move house, I'll know exactly what to do in our next kitchen. And that is quartz. Quartz or marble, either one. Probably quartz. I hope you've enjoyed. Please let me know by giving me a big fat thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.